Ever looked at a city and thought, that looks like an airplane or a spiral galaxy? Around the world, some cities weren't just built. They were designed to be symbols. From star-shaped fortresses and keyholes of heaven to futuristic lines in the desert, these places weren't shaped by chance. They were shaped by purpose, power, and vision. And when seen from above, their secrets are revealed. What do these shapes mean? And why were they carved into the earth like symbols on a giant map? Let's take a closer look. Brasília, Brazil, the city, shaped like an airplane. Brasília isn't just a city, it's a statement. Rising out of the remote central plains of Brazil in the late 1950s, it was built from scratch with a single bold vision to symbolize a new modern future for the nation. And that vision took the form of an airplane. Yes, from above, the city of Brasília quite literally resembles a massive airplane etched into the earth. This wasn't a coincidence, it was a deliberate design by urban planner Lucio Costa. The airplane shape was meant to represent motion, progress, and Brazil's leap into the future. Each part of the airplane had a specific function. The long central spine, or fuselage, is the monumental axis, where you'll find the city's most important government buildings, ministries, cultural institutions, and the striking National Congress designed by famed architect Oscar Niemeyer. At the cockpit, you'll find the Praça dos Três Poderes, or Three Powers Plaza, home to Brazil's executive, legislative, and judicial branches. The sweeping wings of the plane weren't just for show, they were residential zones, divided into carefully organized superblocks. Everything was designed for efficiency and symmetry. Even the streets were labeled by letter and number, giving the entire city a mathematical, almost futuristic feel. Brasília was officially inaugurated as Brazil's capital in 1960, replacing Rio de Janeiro. Today, it's one of the only major cities in the world where every curve, line, and structure was planned in advance, right down to the shape of the skyline. From the ground, you might not notice it, but from above, the city's airplane shape is unmistakable, an iconic example of architectural ambition, national identity, and urban design taken to the skies. La Plata, Argentina, a city designed like a star. La Plata isn't just another city. It's a perfect example of what happens when urban planning meets geometry. Built in 1882 to serve as the capital of Buenos Aires province, La Plata was one of the first cities in South America designed entirely from scratch. From the air, the city looks like a giant star. At the center sits Plaza Moreno, a wide open square, and from there, the city stretches out in a perfect grid. But what really makes La Plata unique are its diagonal avenues. These wide roads cut across the square blocks and create a star-shaped pattern when seen from above. The man behind this design was engineer Pedro Benoit. He planned the city to be logical, walkable, and beautiful. Everything was laid out with purpose: straight streets, evenly spaced parks, and open public squares. The diagonal roads weren't just for looks, they helped people move across town faster and gave the city a sense of flow. As you walk through La Plata, you'll notice that many of the blocks look almost identical. It's easy to find your way around. The diagonals and parks break up the grid, making the city feel open and balanced. Today, La Plata is known as the City of Diagonals. From ground level, it feels organized and modern. But from space, it transforms into something even more impressive: a glowing geometric pattern, like a star drawn onto the land. It's one of the most beautifully designed cities in the world, where logic and creativity come together in every street. Palmanova, Italy, the nine-pointed star fortress. Palmanova isn't just a town, it's a fortress shaped like a giant star. Built in 1593 during the Renaissance, this city was designed by the Venetian Republic to be both beautiful and nearly impossible to invade. From above, Palmanova looks like a perfect nine-pointed star, with thick walls and sharp triangular bastions pointing outward. This unique shape wasn't just for show. It was a brilliant military design meant to defend against enemy attacks. The star layout gave soldiers clear lines of sight in every direction and eliminated blind spots, making it easier to protect the city. Inside the walls, Palmanova is just as precise. Streets radiate outward from the central plaza like spokes on a wheel, creating a symmetrical, almost hypnotic pattern. It was meant to be a utopia, where military strength and civic life could exist side by side in harmony. But despite its beauty and planning, Palmanova never really lived up to its dream of being a model city. People were hesitant to move there, and for a while, the Venetian government had to force settlers to live within its walls. Today, Palmanova is still standing, and its star-shaped layout is perfectly preserved. From the ground, it feels like a quiet, charming town. But from the sky, it's one of the most stunning examples of military architecture in history, a city built like a weapon, hiding in plain sight. Masdar City, UAE, a honeycomb in the desert. Masdar City is one of the world's most ambitious experiments in sustainable living, and it looks like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. Located near Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates, this planned eco-city was designed to run almost entirely on clean energy and innovative technology. From above, Masdar City stands out for its unusual layout. Many of its zones are arranged in hexagonal shapes, resembling a giant honeycomb. This design wasn't just for looks, it was inspired by nature. The hexagon pattern, often seen in insect hives and desert cooling structures, allows for better airflow and helps keep the city cooler in the intense desert heat. The city's narrow streets are carefully angled to create shade and funnel wind, reducing the need for air conditioning. Solar panels cover rooftops and nearby fields, powering buildings and electric transportation systems. Cars are limited. Most people get around using walkways, bikes, or small driverless pods. Masdar was meant to be a model for the cities of the future, clean, efficient, and built with nature in mind. While it hasn't yet reached its original goal of being fully zero carbon and zero waste, it's still one of the most advanced eco-friendly cities in the world. From the ground, Masdar looks futuristic. But from the sky, its honeycomb-like structure reveals a deeper connection to both nature's design and humanity's next steps in urban living. Canberra, Australia, a city shaped like a compass. Canberra isn't just Australia's capital, it's one of the most carefully designed cities in the world. Chosen as a compromise between rival cities Sydney and Melbourne, Canberra was built from the ground up in the early 20th century with a plan that was anything but ordinary. From above, Canberra's layout looks like a giant compass or sunburst. At its centre is Capitol Hill, where Australia's Parliament House sits. From there, wide boulevards and roads radiate outward in geometric patterns, forming a network of circles, triangles, and axes that link important buildings, parks, and lakes. This unique design came from American architect Walter Burley Griffin, who wanted the city to blend natural beauty with a sense of order and symmetry. He used the landscape, rolling hills, water, and open space, as part of the plan, connecting them through these precise geometric lines. The idea was to create a capital that felt open, green, and well-balanced, where government, culture, and daily life could exist side by side in harmony. Griffin's design also included grand vistas and symbolic sightlines, so if you stand at certain points in the city, you can see straight across landmarks like the War Memorial, Parliament House, and Lake Burley Griffin. From the ground, Canberra feels calm and organised, but from the sky, its circular axis-based design reveals its true form, a modern capital shaped like a compass, meant to guide a nation forward. Naypyidaw, Myanmar, the spiderweb capital. Naypyidaw might be the world's strangest capital city. Built almost in secret and officially declared Myanmar's new capital in 2005, it replaced Yangon with a city unlike anything else on the planet. From above, Naypyidaw doesn't look like a normal city. It looks more like a giant spider web, with wide, empty roads branching out in all directions, huge government zones spaced far apart, and roundabouts the size of small towns. The most surreal part? A 20-lane highway running through the city, so big and empty it looks like an airport runway. It was supposedly built for future traffic or even military parades, but today it often sits eerily quiet, with barely a car in sight. The city's layout follows a strange kind of order. Everything is separated into zones: government, military, residential, hotel, and shopping, all spaced far apart with little walkability. It's as if the city was designed more for control and scale than for everyday life. Some say the location was chosen for security reasons, far from the coast and hard to reach. Others believe it was meant to showcase modern power. Either way, Naypyidar's sprawling web-like design feels more like a futuristic ghost city than a bustling capital. From the ground it feels empty and oversized, but from the sky it looks like something built for giants or spiders. Putrajaya, Malaysia, a city of Islamic geometry. Putrajaya isn't just Malaysia's administrative capital, it's a city designed to reflect beauty, order, and spiritual symbolism. Built in the 1990s to ease overcrowding in Kuala Lumpur, Putrajaya was planned with precision and deep cultural meaning. From the air, the city reveals its secret. It's filled with Islamic geometric patterns. These aren't just decorative, they're built into the very layout of the city. Roads, bridges, parks, and plazas all follow symmetrical and repeating shapes like stars, circles, and intricate polygons, which are common in Islamic art and architecture. At the heart of the city is the Putra Mosque, with its pink dome and elegant minarets, sitting beside a massive man-made lake. Surrounding it are wide boulevards, beautifully landscaped gardens, and uniquely designed bridges, many of which echo Islamic designs in their structure and ornamentation. Putrajaya is divided into zones, each with its own purpose: government offices, residential areas, commercial centers, and recreational parks. Yet everything is connected through a flowing design that blends nature, faith, and modern planning. From ground level, it feels like a peaceful, futuristic garden city. But from above, Putrajaya transforms into a vast canvas of Islamic geometry, a place where math, culture, and architecture come together in harmony. Echo Atlantic, Nigeria, the curved city rising from the sea. Echo Atlantic isn't just a city, it's a bold idea taking shape along the coast of Lagos, Nigeria. Built on land reclaimed from the Atlantic Ocean, this massive project is designed to fight back against coastal erosion and create a brand new urban center for millions of people. But what makes Echo Atlantic truly stand out is its curved, shell-like layout. From above, the roads and districts form sweeping arcs and circular grids that follow the natural curve of the shoreline. The design is futuristic and intentional, meant to reflect movement, growth, and harmony with the sea. The city will feature modern skyscrapers, business districts, luxury homes, and green public spaces. It's being built to world-class standards with advanced infrastructure, sustainable energy systems, and high-tech urban planning. Developers say it will be a new financial hub for West Africa, almost like Nigeria's own Dubai. What's even more dramatic is the engineering behind it. A massive seawall called the Great Wall of Lagos protects the entire development from rising tides and storm surges, making it both a city of the future and a barrier against climate change. From the ground, Echo Atlantic is still growing. But from the sky, its curved grids and coastline-hugging design already make it look like a digital city rising out of the ocean, a symbol of ambition, resilience, and modern African innovation. Auroville, India, a city shaped like a galaxy. Auroville isn't just a city, it's an experiment in human unity. Founded in 1968 in southern India, Auroville was designed to be a utopian township where people from all over the world could live together in peace, beyond the boundaries of nation, religion, or politics. But what truly sets Auroville apart is its shape. From above, the city is laid out like a spiral galaxy, with zones curling outward from a golden center. At the heart of this cosmic design is the Matrimandir, a massive golden sphere that serves as a spiritual center for meditation and reflection. It's surrounded by gardens, pathways, and a quiet atmosphere meant to inspire inner peace. The city itself is divided into 4 main zones: residential, industrial, cultural, and international, all gently spiraling out from the core, much like the arms of a galaxy. This layout wasn't just for beauty, it was meant to reflect balance, harmony, and the natural order of the universe. Oroville is also a leader in sustainability and ecological living. The community builds with local materials, relies on solar energy, and focuses on reforestation and water conservation. There are no personal land ownership rights. Everything is shared for the collective good. From the ground, Oroville feels peaceful and unconventional. But from above, its galaxy-like shape makes it look like a city pulled from the stars, a place where architecture, ideals, and the cosmos meet. Washington, D.C., USA, a city of symbols and secrets. Washington, D.C. is more than just the capital of the United States. It's a city full of carefully planned shapes and patterns, many of which are only fully visible from the sky. Designed in 1791 by French-American architect Pierre-Charles L'Enfant, the city layout features radial symmetry, wide boulevards, and geometric street grids that connect the nation's most important landmarks. From above, D.C. resembles a compass rose, with streets radiating outward like spokes on a wheel. Major avenues like Pennsylvania and Massachusetts cut diagonally across the grid, linking sites like the White House, Capitol Building, Lincoln Memorial, and more, all perfectly aligned. But it's not just about function. Some observers believe the layout hides secret symbols, possibly influenced by Freemasonry. Triangles, pentagrams, and intersecting lines have sparked conspiracy theories suggesting that D.C. was designed with hidden meanings, messages encoded into the very streets of power. While there's no solid proof that Freemasons embedded secret messages into the city's design, it's true that several of America's founding leaders, including George Washington, were Masons. Whether coincidence or design, the city's unusual geometry continues to attract attention from historians, symbol hunters, and conspiracy theorists alike. From ground level, Washington, D.C. feels like a clean and stately government city. But from above, its compass-like layout and mysterious shapes give it an entirely different character, like a code waiting to be cracked. Houten, Netherlands, shaped like a bicycle wheel. In Houten, the design isn't just smart, it's shaped with purpose. This Dutch city was planned around one of the most iconic parts of everyday life in the Netherlands, the bicycle. From above, Houten looks like a giant bicycle wheel. The town centre acts as the hub, while a network of bike paths radiates outward like spokes, connecting residential areas in a perfect circle. This layout isn't just for show, it's built to prioritize cyclists over cars. In fact, Houten is often called one of the most bike-friendly cities in the world. Cars are allowed, but the roads are designed to make driving inconvenient, while cycling remains the fastest, safest option. Most people can get across town without ever needing to cross a major road. The result? A city that feels peaceful, safe, and efficient, especially for families and kids. Urban planners around the world study Houten as a model for sustainable, people-focused design. And from the sky, the city really does resemble a bicycle wheel, perfectly circular, thoughtfully connected, and rolling steadily toward the future. Neom, Saudi Arabia, a city in a perfect line. Imagine a city that stretches 170 kilometers in a straight line, cutting across the desert like a blade. That's the line, part of Saudi Arabia's ambitious Neom project. Still under construction, this futuristic city is unlike anything the world has seen before. The line is being built to function as a linear metropolis, a single narrow strip just 200 meters wide and 500 meters tall, housing up to 9 million people. There are no roads, no cars, and no long commutes. Instead, everything, homes, workplaces, schools, nature, is stacked vertically and connected by high-speed transport systems that promise to move you from one end to the other in just 20 minutes. From space, the plan is to make the city look like a gleaming glass ribbon slicing through the desert. Inside, it's designed to run entirely on renewable energy, with smart tech managing air, light, and even waste. Critics question whether such a bold idea is realistic or sustainable. But if completed, the line could become the longest, straightest city ever built, a sci-fi vision come to life, etched into the sand like a ruler mark from the future. Sejong City, South Korea, a modular puzzle city. Sejong City isn't just a new administrative capital, it's a carefully engineered blueprint for the future of urban living in South Korea. Instead of growing naturally over time like most cities, Sejong was designed all at once using modular blocks. From above, the layout looks like a giant urban puzzle, with neighborhoods arranged in clean geometric zones, almost like pieces on a motherboard or circuit board. Roads, parks, government offices, and residential areas are spaced with mathematical precision. Each block is self-contained, mixing green space with walkable streets and high-tech infrastructure. It's all part of a plan to create a balanced, decentralized city, one that avoids the overcrowding and chaos of older urban centers like Seoul. The city is also packed with smart technologies, from energy-efficient buildings to data-driven traffic systems. It's a place built to be efficient, scalable, and sustainable, a real-world experiment in how we might build future capitals from scratch. From the sky, Sejong looks less like a city and more like a digital schematic, modern, methodical, and full of quiet ambition. Arcasanti, USA, arc-shaped experimental city. Tucked into the Arizona desert, Arcasanti is one of the boldest experiments in city design you've probably never heard of. Built in the 1970s by visionary architect Paolo Soleri, it was created as an arcology, a fusion of architecture and ecology. From above, Arcasanti's layout forms a partial arc, shaped deliberately to capture sunlight during cold winters while minimizing heat in the scorching summers. The buildings are arranged in curved terraces and domes, emphasizing passive solar design and tight-knit community living. Unlike sprawling suburbs, Arcasanti was meant to grow vertically and inward, reducing land use while increasing human connection. Homes, workshops, gardens, and theaters all blend together in a small footprint, more like a living sculpture than a traditional city. Though it never reached its full planned size, Arcasanti remains a powerful symbol of sustainable urban vision, and its arc-like design is a literal reflection of its environmental goals. It's not just shaped differently, it's thinking differently. Zlín, Czech Republic, grid of industrial utopia. At first glance, Zlín looks like a typical Central European town, but from above, it tells a story of radical industrial ambition. In the early 20th century, the Bata Shoe Company transformed this quiet town into a planned urban utopia built entirely around productivity and efficiency. The city was laid out in a perfect grid, with rows of identical red brick buildings spaced evenly like the holes in a punched card. Factories, offices, and housing were all arranged with machine-like order, reflecting the company's belief in standardization, speed, and logic. Each building was assigned a number instead of a name, and even founder Tomasz Barcha's house was built using the same materials and dimensions as the workers' homes, emphasizing equality and function over luxury. From above, Zlín looks more like a blueprint or circuit board than a traditional town. It's a rare example of an industrialist designing an entire city as a working, living machine, an early attempt to blend urban planning with corporate ideology. Though its utopian dream eventually faded, Zlín still stands today as a gridlocked symbol of what happens when a city is built not just for people, but for productivity. Barcelona, Spain, example grid with chamfered corners. At first glance, Barcelona's example district looks like a classic city grid, but look closer and you'll spot something special. Instead of perfect squares, the blocks here are octagonal, with the corners cut off, a feature known as chamfered corners. This clever 19th century design, envisioned by urban planner Ildefons Cerdà, wasn't just about looks. The chamfered edges improve visibility at intersections, let in more sunlight and airflow, and allow for wider turning radii for carriages, now handy for modern vehicles too. From the air, example resembles a massive circuit board, repeating octagonal blocks, uniform but elegant, stretching across the landscape. The grid also includes wide, tree-lined boulevards and equal access to amenities, part of Cerdà's vision for a healthier, more equitable city. Today, the district's iconic shape isn't just a feat of engineering, it's become a visual signature of Barcelona, showing how smart design can be both beautiful and deeply functional. Vatican City, the keyhole shape. At the heart of Vatican City lies a design that's as symbolic as it is stunning. Seen from above, St. Peter's Square, with its grand colonnades, forms a perfect keyhole shape, narrow at the entrance and widening into an oval that leads directly to St. Peter's Basilica. This layout isn't just visually striking, it's deeply symbolic. The shape represents the keys of heaven given to St. Peter, the first pope, making the entire structure a literal expression of papal authority and spiritual gateway. The elliptical embrace of the colonnades was designed by Gian Lorenzo Bernini in the 17th century to welcome visitors with open arms. From space or aerial views, this keyhole design becomes dramatically clear, with the basilica as the lock at the end. It's a rare example of architecture that functions as urban planning, religious symbolism, and cosmic art, all in one sweeping, unforgettable shape. That's all for today. Which one of these blew your mind the most? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more strange wonders from around the world.